Well, again, Friday, and we are, of course, living in the world of never-ending war. And this decision to go into Gaza City um, seems to be more a political question than a military one. As a person who has served in two armies over many, many, many years, in my opinion, if we go into Gaza City militarily, we'll have to be fighting from house to house, just like in Berlin or just like in the reconquest of South Korea. Now, this means more casualties than there has ever been up to this date in the war, including all those that have died, including the prisoners. And the Israeli Ramatkal, the Israeli general, would prefer not to go in, and for the obvious reasons that he believes that the cost will be greater than Israeli parents would be willing to pay, more than we've ever lost in any previous war. Remember, even if you evacuate 50% of the Palestinians from Gaza City, that still leaves a million that will be in the way. We know there's 14,000 HAMAS terrorists dug in their tunnel infrastructure, and they're fully armed with all the latest arms, and they even have missiles that they can fire at Israel whenever they want. Now, the United Nations and the Arab Leagues have condemned Hamas and they want them out. Well, if that's the case, in order to give us credibility, then the United Nations should send troops, including troops from Israel, from America, and from all the nations in there to drag Hamas out of the tunnel, arrest them, kill them, whatever's necessary. Of course, nobody's going to do that. So, well, basically, the IDF, that's where the buck lands. This is where we're going to have to go on. We're going to have to sacrifice our children to the God of war rather than stay home and worship the God of Israel. I find this thought very upsetting because this war never had to happen. We supported the Hamas takeover of Gaza when they threw out Arafat's people. We never had this type of problem when Arafat was in control of Gaza. So I guess it's a case of be careful what you ask for. We encouraged Hamas to take over Gaza. Isn't that great? Be careful what you wish for, fellows. Be careful what you wish for. I have to say that in the PLO enclave in Ramallah, where they retreated to for all these years, there hasn't been one single incident. Would I allow the PLO to take over Gaza? Again, in a heartbeat, with the United Nations supervision, PLO troops, United Nations troops, and us controlling all of the borders that connect them to Egypt as it was in the beginning. So it must be in the future. But you know what they say, my grandma said one thing very, very important. She said, wish in one hand and crap in the other and see which you're going to get more of, what's going to weigh more. Well, unfortunately, We've been eating crap with this situation for some time. A war of over 2 years. And now Israel goes in. No Israeli government will last longer than the war. Too many casualties. Too many mothers who don't have sons and daughters. This is a tough decision to make. I know Bibi considers it careful. I know a lot of people want Bibi out. But, who would have gone in Gaza? Well, I suppose you'd say that Ben Gurion would definitely wipe them all out. Eric Sharon would have wiped them all out. But it's not the same world it was in those days. No, unfortunately, not only are our enemies the Hamas, it's the United Nations, the ones that prepared with their education and they gave it over to Hamas to train the children for the last generation or two to kill Jews. Jews are animals, Jews are devils, Jews are Satan. They must all die. Where do you think the idea came from? United Nations schools where they taught the children using Hamas instructors. Be careful what you wish for. Signing off without too much of an anticipation of good news by next week. We'll see. So long and Shabbat Shalom.